We are halfway through the opening round of this Intelligence Squared U.S. debate. I'm John Dunlap. We have four debaters arguing out this motion: obesity is the government's business. You have heard the first two debaters, and now to introduce our third, to debate in support of the motion that obesity is the government's business. Here is WebMD's chief lifestyle correspondent, a professor of medicine at the University of Maryland, and former Pew Foundation scholar in nutrition and metabolism, Dr. Pamela Peeke.
Obesity is the government's business. You hear from the opposing side that we're looking at a nanny state or food policing. Au contraire, that's not what we're looking for at all. I'm a physician first, and I hail from the front trenches, face to face with my patients, and as chief lifestyle expert for WebMD's 90 million members, click to click with my cyber folks. This is where I practice high-tech touch. I set up a discussion group asking, is obesity the government's business? It lit up like Kyoto at nighttime. It was fabulous. The bottom line was, yes, obesity is the government's business for leadership, education, protection, options, opportunities, infrastructure. No sidewalk, no walk. No park, no play. No bike path, lots of accidents. Bottom line, what they said was, no blame, no shame, no tax, no ban. They drew a line in the sand. Dr. Satcher and I agree with that. Obesity is the government's business. I'm going to flip now to my public health hat. Government cannot solve the obesity problem alone. A problem as large as obesity, pun fully intended, requires all sectors of society to bring our thinking to the table. So I argue for government-private sector partnerships. Shouldn't be just the government at all. When we initiate a voluntary campaign or an effort, we want to be able to offer people options and opportunities. Because if there is no choice, there can be no moderation. We're in New York City. You have programs here. For instance, Mayor Bloomberg has joined with 500 other mayors with the Let's Move Cities and Town campaign to be able to drill down into the neighborhoods, what we can do to be able to improve physical activity as well as nutrition. In addition, the FRESH program, food retail expansion to support health programs, say that 3 times. The food retail expansion to support health program has set up 14 supermarkets in food deserts. This was a private-public collaboration, a partnership that worked. We now have fresh produce out there. And that's really important. And here we see, again, trying to show people that there are simple, small steps, literally, that you can take to be able to help yourself. Voluntary. We're not going to the tax and ban place. We're not food policing. We're reaching out, asking people to hold our hand and say, come on, we can do this together. We wanted to see some good data here. And so in our laboratory, we showed the connection between chronic stress, for instance, and the buildup of that toxic fat deep inside your belly, which increases your risk for heart disease and diabetes. We showed, for instance, that it's not about ELM, eat less, move more. That's so important. However, so much bigger. We forgot the mind. What about stress? New research has just been published showing that children who are stressed, and you know what that's about, in their childhood, at home, at school, eat more. And that's that stress-fat connection that we talk about so often. What are we doing about that? We have a new science called epigenetics. We're trying to look at how we can literally change gene expression, how we turn on and off genes by simply doing easy things like if I eat an apple every day on a regular basis, I get that gene expression, and therefore I'm able to what? Have an increase or decrease vulnerability toward obesity. Or I could just do what so many people do, that nocturnal menage a trois every night. You know what I'm talking about. You, Ben, and Jerry, all together in bed, watching the tube, hanging out, doing it. Doesn't work, all right? What we're saying is putting our hand out. We're trying to say, educate, bigger brain, better choices. Obesity is the government's